And Max Lane. In the backfield, Curtis Martin, a Pro Bowler a year ago as a rookie. Sam Gash, the blocker. Sean Jefferson has the speed. Terry Glenn, a marvelous rookie. Great speed. And Ben Coates, one of the, if not the top tight end in the NFL. And it's Coates in motion. Bledsoe, as Bill comes out throwing and picks up a yard to Curtis Martin. Ray Crockett on the left corner makes the tackle. Defensively in white, the Denver Broncos read this way. Williams, Lodish, Michael Dean Perry. Alfred Williams leads the NFL with 10 sacks. Mobley, the rookie from Kutztown State. Aldridge, Romanowski, the big pickup from San Francisco. Crockett and young Torrey James, the rookie from LSU at the corners. And Braxton and Steve Atwater at safety. Draw play on 2nd and 9, and it does not fool Michael Dean Perry, who invades and hits Martin for a loss.
You know, Phil, if I'm on defense at Denver Broncos and I'm looking at this football team, the one thing that I forget about, now that's a draw play there, but it could have been a pass. I forget about, not forget about the run, but I don't look at run. I concentrate on one thing, getting to Drew Bledsoe. Pass defense.
Yeah, that's right. Get to the quarterback. New England's offense today, they need to avoid mistakes early. They have struggled getting off the slow starts and be ready for a Bronco defense that does a lot of things different from what they've seen so far.
Third down 11, and Vincent Brisby, number 82, makes his first appearance of the entire year, been out with a hamstring since this summer. The throw is to Jefferson. Well, Terry Glenn, and it's Glenn tackled just shy of the sticks by Steve Atwater. It was 3rd and 11. Glenn got 10, but not enough for the first down. So on 4th and 1, out comes the punting team.
What's a little screen play to the outside. An excellent block by Dave Meggett, number 22. Comes out and kicks it out. Dave Wollabah, the center, comes out. But watch Steve Atwater, number 27. His strength enables him to come out and pull Terry Glenn down short of the first down.
Glenn's 54th catch of the season. Tom Tupa from Ohio State, the third-string quarterback and punter, having a terrific season. 45 and a half. And he comes out with a fake punt. The throw is complete. Dropped the ball. He did not hold on. Dave Meggett. So Bill Parcells gambles early with a fake punt. He had the man open, and Tupa's throw as the quarterback right on the money, but Meggett unable to hold on.
Tom Tupa, an ex-quarterback from Ohio State, has John Burke open. No, number 54, Brewski down the field. It's a perfect throw, but a good job by Torrey James coming in and taking the ball away from him. Watch number 20. Comes in with his hands and knocks it out.
You know, I really question the call because you did have Meggett out there, Dick, and when you look at him, Meggett was wide open. Why not throw the receiver?
So taking over to 32, the Broncos, a big break for them. Terrell Davis on the toss. Inside the 30-yard line, Todd Collins makes the tackle. Let's go back again to the fake punt try.
If you're going to take a chance, watch Brewski come out here and do this, and then Dave Meggett, the protector, goes short. It's up to the quarterback, or the punter in this case, Tom Tupa, to make the decision where to throw the football.
Well, you know, when you look in the middle there, right at the 40-yard line, you see Meggett wide open. Throw to a receiver, a known receiver, and not to a lineman.
Take the sure thing.
Brewski, a linebacker, rookie from Arizona, unable to hold on to the first down pass. It's Davis again behind some blocking, and look at the power as he's inside the 20 and a first down at the 19. Lawyer Malloy, the rookie from Washington at safety, made the tackle. John Elway's offensive line, Zimmerman, Schlereth, Nalen, who played here at Foxborough High School. Habib and Thompson in the backfield. Terrell Davis leading the league in yards from scrimmage. Craver, Miller, and McCaffrey outside. Shannon Sharp, who has just been brilliant again, has 9 touchdown catches at tight end. In the red zone on their third play from scrimmage, and it's 3-0 for Davis, and again he powers for close to 5 yards before Todd Collins and Lawyer Malloy can make the tackle. 3 carries, 18 yards for Davis. Against this defense, Willie McGinnis leads with 8 sacks. Wheeler, Sangapulatelli, and Jones, the front 4. The backers are Collins, Johnson, and Sabb. The 2 outside backers changes from the start of the year. Reynolds and Jimmy Hitchcock at the corners. Malloy and Willie Clay at safety. 2nd down and 6 at the 19. And for the first time, the Patriots able to stuff it. Collins, first man there to plug the hole with plenty of help. So it'll be a third down and about 5.5.
And if I'm the Denver Broncos, all right, they've run the ball 4 straight times now, but when John Elway and the offensive coordinators, and they take a look and see this defense, he's going to start throwing the football because there is places to throw it.
That's right. In New England's defense, they need to pressure the quarterback. They've been terrible at it all year long. They got to take some chances. Get after John Elway, because if you don't, he's going to pick you apart with his talent on offense.
Elway from the shotgun. Good protection. Throws underneath to Davis. What a move by Terrell Davis. Touchdown.
See how simple it is if you just throw the ball, Dick? You can run the Davis. Davis handled that ball on every single play.
15 yards on the touchdown, and what a move he put on the New England defender, Jimmy Hitchcock.
Well, John Elway talks about what's the difference in this offense compared to years past. He says outlets, it gives me plenty of them. You look down the field, nobody's open. Drop it to the short receiver. Terrell Davis, excellent job getting in the end zone.
Yeah.
Jason Elam's try for point makes it 7-0. So the failure on the fake punt costs New England early, and Terrell Davis does it all. 4 running plays and a touchdown reception. 7-0 Broncos. Terrell Davis, the second-year man from Georgia, started his collegiate career at Cal State Long Beach, recruited by George Allen. What a player. Elam kicks it off. Less than 5 minutes gone in the opening quarter. Short to Meggett inside the 10. Meggett. Daredevil spinning outside and fighting to the 33-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown. Elway to Terrell Davis, the first touchdown reception of the year for the halfback.
Here's Terrell Davis. He's going to come across here and catch the ball. But watch the other receivers come across the field. John Elway looks left and down the field. Nobody's open. Doesn't want to take a chance in the scoring area. Goes to his last receiver. Terrell Davis coming underneath. He makes somebody miss. This is what makes this offense so special, giving the quarterback outlets somewhere to throw the ball when he gets in trouble.
That West Coast offense that we've seen take San Francisco to so many Super Bowls. Bledsoe play action on first down. Guns it down the middle. Intercepted. Steve Atwater picks it all for Denver. Atwater at the 50. Chased from behind by Brown. Forces the fumble. Atwater knocks it out of bounds. It's Denver's ball.
Steve Atwater's playing in the spot where a linebacker would be, and he does a wonderful job of seeing play action, and he recognizes it. And what's his responsibility? To turn and look for in cuts. What's Steve Atwater, number 27, run back. He looks for the receiver, turns, there's the football.
Don't you like what he did after he got the ball to Philly? Made sure he had control of the ball before he turned back upfield. The only thing he was concerned about was the football. Here the ball gets away, then he gets it back.
Terry Glenn hustling to force the fumble, but Atwater alert, able to bat it away toward the sidelines. First down at the 42. Leading 7-0 early. Elway guns it complete at the 30, and down to the 23 goes Ed McCaffrey, who, like Elway, attended Stanford University. So that fake punt really already is a momentum shifter in this game.
Well, Tom Tupa was a quarterback, but look at here. Here's Meggett here, and I want to show you something. What happens? Here's Tupa. You got to throw to the guy that you know that can catch the ball. Tuivasa, wait a minute, right here, freeze it. Look at here. Here's Tuivasa here, and he turns his back. Meggett is there. He is wide open. If you throw the ball, not only does Meggett pick up the first down, but he might even have touchdown.
Steady goes to Brewski, and it's knocked away by Torrey James. First down for Elway, inside the 25. Steps up, throws off balance, incomplete. That was to Anthony Miller, covered in the flat by Ted Johnson. Mark Wheeler finally got through from his defensive tackle spot to pressure Elway.
But you talk about that fake punt, not to keep going back to it, but if you're going to take a chance in big games like this, you do it early, so your team has a chance to overcome them if they don't work. And Bill's Parcells' favorite saying is, hey, big games, you got to make these decisions. They're not for the faint of heart. You live with them and don't worry about it. You just go on.
Second down, 10. Davis, good blocking on that left side. Hitchcock able to get him out of bounds at the 15-yard line, where it'll be third down and a couple.
Dick, let's go back to just go, not to beat this thing into the ground about the fake punt. But Parcells said something to us yesterday. If we have an advantage, it would be in the kicking game. And I said, we looked at it and said, well, you got something trick going on? No, I don't have anything trick going on. We may just do this. What did he do the first time? A fake punt. He knew. He lied.
He lied to you.
I'm going to tell you, we're going to see him again, and he lied, and I'm going to tell him about it.
So with 2 possessions, obviously, Denver enjoying the advantage of starting on New England's side of the field. 3rd and 2. Fake to Davis. Elway. Underneath, complete to McCaffrey. McCaffrey spinning to the 10. It'll be 1st and goal. Willie Clay wrestles him down.
Phil, this is play action with 1 receiver in the pattern.
A good time to call it. It's 3rd and short yardage. They're trying to make the New England defense commit to the run. Hey, Terrell Davis is having a good day. Fake it to him. Look, nobody's open, but look at Eddie McCaffrey get off the ground after blocking again. The last receiver, that outlet. Good job by John Elway finding the open receiver.
Tight end Shannon Sharp doing a good job of protecting Elway. 1st and goal. Davis. 5. Davis, touchdown. Midway through the first quarter, Terrell Davis and the Denver Broncos have a 2-touchdown lead.
Well, you don't hear enough about this Denver offensive line. Tom Nalen, Mark Schlereth, and Gary Zimmerman, the left side, they just demolished the defensive line of the New England Patriots. They hit them, they engage them, Schlereth pulling around, they push it out. Terrell Davis reads it, and what a hole for a running back to run through.
Willie Clay had a shot at him, couldn't bring him down. Ooh, he hooks that one, but good. Elam just does squeeze that one through. It's 14-0. TD, Terrell Davis, 9th touchdown of the year. Atwater set it up. Round pick, University of Georgia. He had 8 touchdowns total last year. This is his 9th this season. Powering his way behind some solid blocks. And Denver leads 14-0. Elam picks off again with 7:46 left in the first quarter. This time Troy Brown returns. The 25-yard line.
Well, the one thing I'm seeing on this New England defense so far, and it's early in this ball game, folks, is we now know one thing about Denver. We know why they're 9-1, the way they're playing. But the other thing about New England, they haven't tackled anybody. They have not made an honest tackle yet.
Well, we know why teams are getting 400 yards a game on them in the last 7 games, because the defensive line, Paul, has a tough time for New England just getting off the blockers and making tackles at the line of scrimmage. And of course, they struggle rushing the passer, too.
Plenty early, but this crowd needs something to cheer about in support of the Patriots. Over the middle. Complete. Big Ben Coates has the first down out at the 38-yard line. 13-yard throw by Bledsoe.
Well, you talk about one of the best tight ends in the game today, and if you want to jumpstart your offense and get it started, the guy to go to is the big tight end. He's a big target. He's got one-on-one coverage with a linebacker, Romanowski, and he makes the play.
The Patriots' initial first down.
Excuse me, Aldridge. I'm not going to give Romanowski credit for that missed tackle.
That's right.
Keith Myers in motion. Bledsoe down the middle. Wide open is Myers. And he's to the Denver 35.
This New England offense, they just seem to perform so well. And the quarterback, Drew Bledsoe, too. Once they get behind and get in pressure situations, they do a good job of executing. Keith Myers came in motion, just goes up the seam. Drew Bledsoe reads him all the way, makes a perfect throw.
And when you have all day to throw the ball, it makes it very easy to find an open receiver.
That was a beautiful-looking ball, though. 13 yards first to Coates, and now 27 to Myers, and he comes out throwing on first down. Martin, who's drilled at the 30, a gain of about 5. Romanowski, the tackler.
Well, Steve Atwater, number 27 of the Denver Broncos, is by far asked to do more than any defensive back or person in football. Moves up to the line of scrimmage, makes an 8-man box. He covers a tight end man-to-man. He goes out and doubles on the wide receiver, and sometimes he plays zone, and then something he does very well besides tackle runners. He's a good blitzer.
Already with an interception and a tackle that stopped the first drive for New England. On second down. Cut down by John Mobley after a short gain. He's a couple of yards shy of a first down. the very first series of the game. Atwater, who just turned 30. This looked as if it had first down written on it. But Terry Glenn runs into Atwater, who hits like a linebacker. And then, of course, on the next possession, Atwater timing his move in front of Sean Jefferson, and that set up another Terrell Davis score.
Denver does a great job of using all of his physical skills, letting him play near the line of scrimmage and move around and use his talents. The defense is really designed for a safety like that.
Third and 2, and Curtis Martin has the first down.
You know, this is early in the game, and I'm not the master of the obvious, but, I mean, New England has to get some points here. I mean, they just cannot come away empty in this drive to keep this team up.
Good job by Keith Byers on Alfred Williams to help open the hole for Martin. Bledsoe, by the way, every pass has been caught, 5 out of 6, with a 6th, of course, the interception by Atwater. On first down, good protection. Throws underneath to Martin. At the 23, a gain of only 2. Alan Aldridge, whose dad played in the NFL as well, Cleveland and Houston, makes the tackle.
What a difference this makes when you have the time to throw the football. Just take a look at this. When Bledsoe comes back, Phil, he is all by himself. I mean, there's no rush from the Denver Broncos defensive line. The offensive line is doing a terrific job. Here it is. You have time to pick out whoever you want to throw to.
Second down, 8. Picked off by Romanowski as he looked for Sam Gash in the flat.
Dick, there was nobody on Sam Gash. He was out there. Romanowski, I don't know whether he baited him or not, because Romanowski is out here on the on the left-hand side. But once you look at Romanowski, there's nobody on Gash.
Well, that's right. Good recognition by Drew Bledsoe and Sam Gash. But no, he wasn't baiting him. He's not that good. He baited him. He run out trying to make those plays.
Just didn't put quite enough air on it to get over Romanowski's head. What an addition he has been. Some would say the best free agent pickup of anyone in the NFL this year.
Next to Alfred Williams, the other player they had.
That's right, 2 for 2. Bledsoe goes long, man open, incomplete, and almost intercepted as Glenn had it. It bounced off his chest, and Ray Crockett very nearly picked it off for Denver.
Well, Glenn got tied up about the 5-yard line before he could make his break to the outside. Now, I don't know if that's a legal check, holding, or what do you want to call it. But when Glenn is down, he's already free now. But look at this. This ball is thrown short. He comes back. It's up in the air. He still has a chance at it. Look at that. Almost makes a chance. Watch Glenn after the ball comes back up there. I think it's not on the ground because the official didn't blow it dead. Look at that. He almost makes the play.
Adam Vinatieri will try a 40-yard field goal attempt for the first New England points. And it is no good. He just misses to the right. Plenty of leg, but Vinatieri, who is in his first year out of South Dakota State, 19 now for 27. So it has been a disappointing start for New England, but for Patriot fans, what's new? They trailed 21-yard line with 3:44 left in the opening quarter. Fake to Davis. Elway on the roll and throws it away to Shannon Sharp. Willie Clay was there, right near Jim Gray.
Well, Dick, down here in this north end zone where Terry Glenn dropped the ball, if you look right back over his shoulder, it's directly into the sun. Now, a lot of guys in the pregame warm-ups were using those face masks. Glenn did not have any glasses or a face mask on. Not saying that the sun was an excuse, but it could have been a factor. Dick?
Yeah, that visor, the shield that Bill Parcells anticipated, knowing it was going to be a clear day today, that it would be difficult, the 1 o'clock start, for receivers looking back from that left end zone. Second and 10, Elway. Into the flat, completes to the tight end, Dwayne Carswell. And Carswell, rarely the target for Elway, has his 7th catch of the year, and it's near a first down.
You said it on the touchdown to Terrell Davis. This guy has so many outlets now, Phil, it's scary. Not only does he have a great running game, but look at this. That is not the primary target.
No, it wasn't, and he's so comfortable in this offense. And John Elway, the last 3 or 4 years, really, he's a different quarterback. And the Patriots 8-0, so he likes playing here and against his team.
New England hasn't beaten Denver since 1980. 3 years before Elway arrived. Terrell Davis plows to the 46, a gain of 4. Mike Jones and others on the tackle.
Dick, when you just looking at Terrell Davis right there, did you see how patient he was? I mean, he just waited. He knew this is where the play was called. This is where the hole is supposed to be. So I'll just be patient, and I'll go up inside and pick up 4.
Remember what he told us, too, though. You don't break it outside, because Alex Gibbs, the offensive line coach, says if you break it outside, he will undress you in those field sessions. That's why he has patience.
Second in the NFL in rushing, behind Jerome Bettis of the Steelers. Elway goes long for Miller. Flag down as Ricky Reynolds covering Miller. And that could be interference against the Patriots.
Well, the Patriots came with a blitz that time. If they want to get to this offense and stop it, they're going to have to take some chances.
Johnny Greer. Illegal chuck against Reynolds. That will be less damaging in yardage.
Illegal contact. 21. Defense. First down.
Ricky Reynolds, because of the blitz, is in man coverage against Anthony Miller. And you got to be a little frightened when Anthony Miller, he was going to do a double move, out and up, and it fooled Ricky Reynolds just enough for him to get contact down the field.
But that could have been a 21-0 Denver lead. Instead, it's just a 5-yard penalty, automatic first down to the 49 of New England.
You know, that's one thing that people don't talk enough about. There are some times in the game when you take a penalty, it's a smart penalty. Offensive linemen, when they grab a guy and haul him down when they're on the way unimpeded to the quarterback where you can put your quarterback out, that is a good penalty. It's a 10-yard penalty, but it's a good penalty. You save your quarterback. Here, Reynolds, I think you're right, Dick. He saved the touchdown.
Well, 3 possessions for Denver, 3 times in New England territory. 2:18 left in the first quarter, 14-0. First down, the pump fake. Now deep down the middle. And it is knocked away from Rod Smith. Good coverage by Lawyer Malloy. This rookie from Washington at safety has really drawn the high praise of Bill Parcells.
Oh, and he deserves praise right there. He is fooled at the beginning. Down the middle of the field, Rod Smith. Lawyer Malloy had moved to his left, saw John Elway look back the other way, and he makes a good job, a good decision in turning and getting to the football.
And if he doesn't get there, Hitchcock's beat for a touchdown.
Elway not happy. Malloy almost with his first professional interception. Second and 10. Davis to the 45, where it'll be 3rd and 6. Songapula-Telly in on the tackle for the Patriots.
Dick, this is why the Denver Broncos, one of the reasons why they're 9-1. Not only do they throw the ball on first down, but you come back at 2nd and 10 and look what they do up in the middle. They have enough confidence in that offensive line to run the football on 2nd and 10.
Well, that's, of course, for the years we saw Bill Walsh and George Seifert in San Francisco do the same. Run on passing downs for other teams. Here come the Patriots. Elway throwing long for Miller. Incomplete and no flag. Ricky Reynolds there for New England. And for the first time, the Broncos will have to punt.
Well, again, the New England Patriots take a chance. They send just about everybody on the blitz. Anthony Miller singled up with Ricky Reynolds again, and this time Ricky Reynolds, look at him, very patient, doesn't look back until he knows the ball is in the air, and Anthony Miller is making a move towards it.
Could have called double penalties. Either one of those guys were hitting each other.
Tom Ruin to Dave Megan. Ruin hangs it high. Megan, third catch at the 9-yard line. Timeout with 1/9 in the league with the Giants. And the Patriots starting consistently in their own end. Have it again, trailing 14-0. Harry Glenn, he just has such wonderful foot action. He runs so smoothly, deceiving how quick and fast he is.
And he is fast, and he, for a rookie, has just come in, and Drew Bledsoe says, even as a rookie, he has made probably less mental mistakes than anybody else in the receiving corps.
Glenn leading all NFL rookie receivers in catches. Started today with 53 and has 2 more, 55. He's already broken the Patriots rookie record. Curtis Martin on first down gets about 4.
former Stanford man. It's University seems to come up often here. Of course, they had Plunkett back in those days, and Randy Bataha, 1971, caught 51 passes as a rookie, and Glenn went flying by him. He's on course for about an 80 catch season. See the Curtis Martin, Terrell Davis difference, and Davis with all the big numbers so far. On 2nd and 6. Incomplete, and one of those long ricochets that make every coach nervous. Look at that 1995 draft of running backs. Look at those names. Williams. So they finally get to Curtis Martin, the 74th player pick. A lot of chances to find Terrell Davis. Oh, 196 pick. Okay, Denver
Look
said,
what I found.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Oh, man, the quarterback forgot the snap count.
Alfred, 3rd and 11 for Bledsoe. He's already thrown the ball 11 times. Hit from behind. Is he down? Yes. That'll be down by contact. The first sack. Alfred Williams, 11th of the year. Williams, who played, of course, drafted by Cincinnati last year in San Francisco, and he said, am I happy? Happy to be a Bronco.
What makes him such a good pass rusher? Look at that swim over. He's got such long arms, and Max Lane says that's the problem, trying to protect the quarterback. His long arms, he gets into you, he gets around you.
The end of the first quarter. 14-0 Denver. You're watching the NFL on NBC. 14-0 as we open the second quarter. Tupa at his goal line in punt formation. The big question is, Paul, is it another fake?
Yeah. Okay, let me. Yeah, no, he will not fake this. I promise.
See that?
I'm telling you. Watch.
See, Phil, that's why we got him.
I'll tell you, he gives those great insights. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you very much. Rod Smith back at the 40. Delivers a low liner. That's returnable. 45, 50. Smith, 40. And finally knocked out of bounds by Tupa at the 32-yard line. 43-yard punt, 25 on the return. Let's look ahead next Saturday at the collegiate ranks. John's father, do you think he doesn't live through every play?
Oh, it must be agonizing. In fact, they threatened to kick him out of the press box in Denver if he didn't quit cheering on the Broncos.
Terrell Davis just burrowing himself through tacklers inside the 25 to the 24. And now some scattered boos arising here at Foxborough.
I like what John Elway said to us last year about his father, Jack. He says, now, Dad, he says, you know, as a professional athlete, I don't think you can ever really be honest with yourself and say when you lose. And I want you to do me a favor. When I start to lose it, please tell me it's time to get out. So, John, I think you can lay safe, and it's going to be a couple more years down the road before you lose it.
Second down and only one as Davis gets the ball again. And he just not only quick, great moves, he's got the power. He seems to be the complete back and another first down.
Again, I'm going to go back to watching this guy run, Terrell Davis. When he runs and they call a play to a hole, Phil, he goes to that hole. You know, look at this when you see him run. Here's where this play is called. Right here. He goes right up in the hole because he believes that his offensive line, they are going to block for him, and they do.
It is an underrated line. Zimmerman, Schlereth, Nalen, Habib, and Thompson. This time they crack into the backfield. Willie McGinnis makes a defensive stop and hands Denver a rare loss.
Well, you'd like to give the Denver offensive line a little more credit, but Alex Gibbs, their coach, has this rule of no publicity allowed by the linemen. In fact, he wouldn't even talk to us yesterday either because they have that rule. But a good job that time by Willie McGinnis. He's the pass rusher for the Patriots, and so far today, he's one of the few that's stopping the run, too.
Second down, 11. Away. Fakes and then back over the middle. What a play to sharpen a first and goal at the 8-yard line. Ted Johnson makes the tackle.
This is one of those you draw up in the dirt. You fake left, fake right, tight end delay. Watch Shannon Sharp. Got to be a good actor. Leon blocking well. Then he releases up the field. Ted Johnson, number 52, was fooled by the double screen look. That created the hole for Shannon Sharp.
You really, look at Elway. You fake like you're going to throw left. Then you come back and you have time to fake like you're going to throw right. And then that play is called. It is designed to go to Sharp.
Sharp's 65th catch of the year. He leads Denver. First and goal. Davis looking for his third touchdown. Has about 4, almost 5 on that first down carry before Todd Collins can bring him down.
Dick, the thing that is so impressive about Denver on offense, they're making it look too easy. I mean, it's just, and again, we talked about New England's defense. In the last 7 games, given up over 400 yards a game, plus they're giving up over 300 yards passing. But look at the Denver Broncos. When you got a good running team, you know what you can do with it. And it just makes Elway so much better.
And Bledsoe as well with some terrific numbers in the red zone this year. Gary Kubiak, who was drafted in the same year, 1983, as John Elway, was his backup for many seasons now.
Well, the Broncos were played up to their reputation, looking for a 21-0 lead. Second and goal at the 2. Davis stopped at the 1.
Higher defensive right side of the Patriots.
McCaffrey and Miller to the bottom of your screen. Blitz on. Fumbled by Davis on the handoff. Who's got it?
Terrell Davis able to pick up the ball and go in for the score. Davis now with, boy, that's a tough way to score. Bounce it right back into your own lap, and he's got his third touchdown of the first half. He had 7 all year.
Coming right at you. Davis drops the ball, bounces it down, dribbles it once, picks it up, and scores a touchdown. That's heads up. That's the second-year man.
And that's luck, too. Recovering the fumble, and I think if he doesn't fumble, they're going to tackle him for a loss.
Yep, and to throw in a dribble, too, the left hand. Elam makes it 21-0. A little Michael Jordan action there.
Well, it was a blitz by the New England Patriots defense. They get up the field, good penetration. He fumbles. Now he cuts back. The only hole.
Terrell Davis, he's gone through severe migraine headaches in a couple games this year, and now he's giving them to the Patriots. Troy Brown. He's pushed back. Progress to about the 23, a flag down while they sort out the penalty. I was hoping that I could make the practice squad.
Practice squad, yeah.
That's how it all started. Now this year, although he had fantastic success a year ago as he led the team with 1,117 yards, he still doesn't take any radio shows, any special thing. He still doesn't think he's good enough yet. He wants to concentrate on his football game.
Good. You know, the one thing when we talked to him the last time we did him against the San Diego Chargers, and we put the point to him and said, Terrell, you're in your second year, you're having some success. What is, if there's one thing that you must improve on, what would that be? And he said everything. And man, that just tells me mountains about this guy.
Everything. You're right, Paul. That says everything about the person and the football player.
Holding against the Patriots on the kickoff, so they start at the 14. And give it to Curtis Martin. Solid hit by Steve Atwater. Let's go to New York and Greg Gumbel. As Denver's had the field position, and New England has not. On 2nd and 9, Bledsoe fires, almost picked off by Alan Aldridge, the middle linebacker. It's intended for Coates.
Well, what is happening already to the Denver defense? They love to crowd the line of scrimmage and stop run. Well, come on, New England. They're not going to be running the whole lot, so now they're dropping back, waiting for the pass. That time, Alan Aldridge, well, Drew Bledsoe is fortunate the ball is not intercepted.
3rd down 9 from the 15-yard line. So 7 for 12 in the half, 70 yards, 1 picked off. The pressure has to throw hurriedly incomplete as he was trying to hit Meggett out of the backfield, and Alfred Williams was right in his face.
Well, that time the Broncos said they run a blitz on 3rd down in this area. And here comes Alfred down. Watch this move. That little swim move. I mean, he's by. He's already there. And Bledsoe knows he has to throw the ball away.
You saw his quickness. That's why Mike Shanahan said, I picked him up. We're over scrimmaging the 49ers in Japan. And he says Alfred Williams made Gary Zimmerman look like he was just standing there. And you could see his quickness there against Bruce Armstrong.
Tupa DePonte will deliver from about his own 5 to Smith back at the Denver 40. Again, a low kick. 35. 40. Tripped up at the 43. So it's a moral victory for New England that Denver has to start on its own side of the future improvement of this Bronco team. They started 4th overall in the NFL on the defensive side of the ball. And they're showing it against New England. They start from the 43, leading 21-0. Davis, second effort. They had him stopped. And he moves to the 49. Jim?
Well, Dick, New England has had trouble stopping past 67 yards. Dick?
All right, Jim. And Davis looking for more. Has a first down at the New England 45. And interestingly, you give up big yards to the opposing team's top runner, and yet they've won all 3 of those games, New England.
You know what's amazing about this play? Look at it. Terrell Davis is getting his yardage. He's the only guy in the backfield, folks. He doesn't have a fullback blocking for him, so they know if they're going to run the ball, he's going to be the guy that's running it, and they can't stop him.
75 yards now in the first half for Davis. 8:46 still remaining before halftime. Elway and Davis, who was drilled by Ted Johnson, the second-year backer from Colorado.
He may have been drilled, but he also hung onto the football.
Gain of 5 on the play.
Now, here's a guy that you know is going to touch the ball 100 times a game. He came out the first 5 plays. He had 4 running plays, the pass play, touchdown. Hello.
Everything seems to be working for Denver. Throws. Is it a catch? No. Anthony Miller trapped it.
Well, good job by John Elway holding on the ball and trying to wait for Anthony Miller to get open and make the play. Just not able to throw the ball where he wants. Anthony Miller gets his hands on it. The ball touches the ground. Incomplete.
We had to pull it back because on the defensive end of the field, one of the defensive linemen just backed off, and Elway couldn't throw the quick slant, so he had to wait. That's the smart part of that whole thing.
And to watch here on 3rd and 5 is Shannon Sharp, who goes in motion. For the first time and thrown to Davis. Terrell Davis took the safety valve, planted himself in an open part of the zone, and a first down.
Well, this is the one thing that Elway said to us yesterday. Because of the hamstring, he said, I will really hesitate to run with the football.
Well, this is what happens when you play man deep against the defense against the Broncos, but he throws it because he has to. Scooter Magruder, number 27, was going to come up and make the tackle, and I think he faked everybody out by flipping the ball back that time.
Oh, first down at the 27 on the 3rd catch by Davis. Stops Chris Slade, who was a starter earlier in the year, but Dwayne Sabb has taken his job the last couple of games.
You know what's really discouraging, Dick, is you stop Elway in the Denver Broncos on first down, and sometimes on second down. But on third down, he's either going to throw it or give it to Davis or throw it to Davis.
Well, that's why you got to look for the rest of the game. Maybe not every time in third down, but a lot of times New England, they have to take chances. They got to make Elway throw the ball before he's ready.
Over 100 yards total offense from Davis. 2nd and 11. Fire to the sideline. McCaffrey, a catch. They roll it a catch at the 14. A penalty is down, but McCaffrey doing the bounce.
Well, he gets his hands up high, but when he gets that right hand, you can see it outside the shoulder pads. The referee standing behind him is going to see that and usually call that holding.
You know, it's one of those situations where once you get it out there, you can't get it back, or you're going to let this guy go.
Broncos go with 4 wide receivers, 3 lined up on the right side. 2nd and 21. Elway to Miller. And Miller is to the 26-yard line. 12 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd and about 9.
Well, what they do, the Broncos, they line up 3 and 4 receivers to the right. To your left, you have Anthony Miller singled up against Jimmy Hitchcock. Hey, John Elway says, I like these odds one-on-one, and makes a good throw.
Good solid. Wow. 63.5% completed passes.
Those are some good numbers, and hey, the system, good receivers. He's able to run with the football and create opportunities when they're not there. That's why this quarterback is awesome on third downs.
Elway, some pressure pressure, throws to Miller. Flags are down. Miller with a leaping catch. Enough.
3rd and 18. Hand off to Davis. Did not fool. Number 92, Ferrick Collins, the defensive end. And the Broncos slowed not by the defense as much as a couple of key penalties. Will now bring on Tom Ruin, the punter, and Jason Elam, the kicker, for a long field goal attempt. This one will be 52.5, maybe 53 yards. Elam, his longest this year is 45. It's into the wind. His longest ever 56, but that was at Mile High. And the wind takes that one and blows it wide right. 52 yards officially. New England finally stops Denver. It's still 21-0 Broncos. And Terrell Davis with 3 touchdowns posted 21-0. But the missed field goal gives Bledsoe the best field position start of this first half. To Meggett the pass, and the 49-yard line, a gain of 8 before Romanowski can make the tackle.
Well, let's go back to the field goal. I don't agree with the attempt at the field goal because it puts them, if you miss it, which they did do, it gives the Patriots the ball at the 43-yard line. You've got a hot quarterback in Bledsoe the last 7 weeks or so. I mean, this guy's playing well. Why give him the advantage?
I agree, Paul, but Mike Shanahan, I know his philosophy. When he thinks he has a chance to score points, that's what he does.
4 wides and Meggett, and it's Meggett stuffed. Alfred Williams. The thing about Williams, who leads the league now with 11 sacks, is that he is underrated as a run stopper.
Did you like what Williams told us yesterday, though, Dick? He said, well, you know, I went to San Francisco, and then I bought myself a home in Denver because I knew I'd be back in Denver, and I said to my agent, just take the first offer they give you, and look at Alfred Williams. He's not that big. This guy's got a 38-inch waist. He's about 265 pounds, but he's the whole package.
Good against the run because of his speed.
3rd down and 2. Byers in motion. To Martin, and he loses a yard. Alfred Williams again with Tanavasa.
Well, they tried to block Alfred Williams with Keith Byers. Keith Byers comes in motion. He puts a spin move on Keith Byers and gets himself right back in the play. What a great move by Alfred Williams.
Bill Parcells is going for it on 4th down and 2.
Well, he feels like he has to have points. Kicking the ball and giving the ball back to Denver before half does his team no good. So
this is with New England and with New York. He goes for it on 4th down. Glenn in motion. 4th and 2. Bledsoe to throw. Tough throw, and he makes the catch. Sam Gash stole it from Romanowski. That was a jump ball pass.
everybody on that field was covered perfectly by the Broncos, and even Sam Gash. Bill Romanowski is all over the receiver. Look at Bledsoe, look down the field. Nobody has to throw the football. Romanowski in good position, but Sam Gash keeps his body between the ball and the defender. That's why he made the catch.
First down at the 40. This is where New England last week against the Jets, trailing 21-0 as we come to the 2-minute warning. Dwayne Charles Parcells never did like the name Dwayne, and he certainly doesn't like what he's seen so far this first half. But a touchdown here before halftime would send his team in to the locker room on a positive note.
Give the team some hope. That's what you want to do right here. Score a touchdown to at least make them believe they have a chance when the second half starts.
First down from the 40, play action. Bledsoe guns it down the middle, incomplete. As he fell, might have fallen on the ball and is shaken. And New England.
He might be right. You know, Denver's making a statement, and this will be the first time you've ever agreed with him on something he said in the studio.
Do you really think Chris Collinsworth might be right?
I think he might be right.
Second down and 10. Bledsoe screens it. Martin tackled at the 36-yard line, a gain of only 4.
While this Denver defense has turned around, it's talent, but it's also the hustle by the players, especially Alfred Williams.
So look at those numbers. 11 sacks, 5 forced fumbles. Those are Derek Thomas type numbers. Third down. Bledsoe lobs it incomplete for Byers. Racing through is Tyrone Braxton.
He was the man that saved the day last Sunday against the Bears on 4th down.
Well, you know, situations, they're going to be going for a lot of 4th downs.
To Troy Brown. Broken up by the rookie, Torrey James. And Denver takes over with 1:05 left in the half.
Boy, what a great play by Torrey James. I mean, here's a rookie. He's out there really basically by himself. He's got one-on-one coverage to the outside. And just take a look at what he did. Watch his arm get inside, make the play. That is great hustle.
Closing in on the ball.
Down the field, man coverage, and Denver did a good thing on that play. That time they doubled Ben Coates, made Drew Bledsoe go down the field, and he does not like the final outcome of that play.
Elway scrambles to buy some time and now can throw it a mile and throws it way over it.
New England.
Broncos and Elway sacked at the 29 by Chris Slade. First sack of the day, 4th of the year. Here's what happened as he goes down. Slade's tackle. He jams the right elbow into the turf. Unfortunate it was turf and not carpet. So Musgrave, who played at Oregon, has thrown only 2 passes all year. Pumps and throws. Has Miller open. Anthony Miller, great speed and just caught from behind by Hitchcock and down at the 25.
Mike Shanahan, hey, new quarterback comes in. New England blitzing. What does he have on? An out or an in, and an up by Anthony Miller. This shows you the faith he has in his system.
How good is this throw? I mean, this is, you know, he doesn't have time to work himself out and get the kinks out. He just throws that ball. I mean, that was a perfect pass.
They might have to bench John Elway.
Musgrave, who hadn't completed a pass all year, his first is good for 46 yards. Doesn't even get a chance to throw a ball warming up.
Well, this kind of really explains Mike Shanahan. Just keep pressuring the defense. And Paul, we disagree with his field goal attempt, but he says when you get a chance to score points, you do it regardless of what's on that scoreboard sometimes. You wait till the end of the game to make those clock decisions, and he is an aggressive offensive coach and play caller.
Musgrave, who celebrated his 29th birthday on Veterans Day earlier in the week. Let's go to Jim.
Dick, it's John Elway's right hand, particularly his thumb trying to grip the ball. He's working out here over on the sidelines. Bronco trainers don't feel it's going to be a problem for the second half, but they'll check him at halftime. Dick?
All right, and Musgrave takes over the shotgun. 29 seconds now. He throws complete again, this time to Aaron Craver, the fullback. First time Craver has been involved in an offensive play. Clock running. Denver does have 1 timeout left. No, they're down.
Encroachment because he touches an offensive player.
So 11-yard line, first down, and time to call on all resources with no timeouts left for Musgrave.
On the way through.
Musgrave and Miller pitched, and Musgrave looks to keep him out. 15 seconds left. Another score for Denver would just about be the stakes. Anthony Miller looking for interference, no call. 12 seconds. And on comes Elam.
They muffed the ball here. They might have a chance to kick it again.
Elam drills it, and Denver adds another 3 to
Sharp. Shannon Sharp has 1 reception in this ball game.
Broncos get it first from the goal line. Out comes Von Hebron. To the 26-yard line. A look at our Coors Light halftime statistics.
Well, Dick, we said at the beginning that the Denver Broncos just forget about the running game of New England and just get on and start covering the passing game. Well, the running game, they've stuffed it with their 4 down linemen and a couple of linebackers.
But look at 49-yard line, the average of 6 possessions. They start in the New England 49. They're playing on a half a field. This time, their worst start at the 26-yard line. Shannon Sharp in motion. And it's Davis powering his way, breaking tackles, 11 yards, 12 yards, first down. Jim Gray.
All right, thank you, Dick. Well, I spoke to John Elway. It's this portion of his hand right here. I asked him after he was warming up how it felt. He gave me one of these. So I talked to Mike Shanahan, and Shanahan said that he will give a quick hook to Elway here in the second half, particularly if the game remains out of control. As for Bill Parcells, he said, I had nothing good to say at halftime. Say whatever you want. Just stated before you start talking that none of it was really for television. Dick?
So, all right, Phil, now what did he say?
At the 38-yard line. Davis patiently waits for a hole and gains about 4 out to the 46-yard line. Chris Slade, the tackler, with Malloy.
Take a look at the New England defensive line. Right? Just look at all of them along here. And the problem they're having is they just cannot get off the blocks once they're engaged by the offensive linemen. Look at the wall that's pushed to the inside, then a kick-out block, and Terrell Davis has another big hole to run through.
Give him 6 on the play. 2nd and 4. Davis will be busy here with his lead. Tries to turn the corner with a flag down. And good defense by New England.
The other side. 2nd down 14 at the 34. Fires complete. It's Shannon Sharp, and it's near a first down. I believe he's got it out at the 48-yard line. 14 on the play. Willie Clay, the defender.
Well, time really lets receivers and a quarterback have success. Watch the offensive line again by the Denver Broncos. John Elway. Now watch Elway. He's going to look down the field. Nobody's open, but he gets that extra 2nd and a half and allows Shannon Sharp to go inside. Look, he's covered. Oops, let me just work my way back out.
2nd catch for Sharp. It is a first down. Close to the 49. McCaffrey in motion. Toss to Davis the other way. And they've not been able to run outside that well. Todd Collins makes the tackle for New England. But the inside game has been powerful once again.
You know, we talked to McCaffrey yesterday about Elway and the situation they're in with John Elway. You know, and I said, you just can't ever stop moving. We saw Sharp just make that move inside. There's nothing there, so he gets back outside. You don't stop doing anything until that whistle blows, because John Elway, first of all, he'll sit in the pocket as long as he has to. Then when he gets away, that's when he's the most dangerous.
McCaffrey regarded by Shanahan as the best blocking wide receiver he's ever seen. And contact before the snap. A free play for Elway. Flips it to Craver and the fullback to the 36-yard line and a first down.
Well, you don't stop. You're absolutely right. It is McGinnis on the bottom.
Defense is declined. First down.
McGinnis comes offside and then just quits. I mean, on the play, and then Elway just keeps right on going.
Well, it's not even him that really gets me upset, Paul. It's the rest of the players on the inside. Watch how long this takes. Well, Elway, first he makes a bad throw. Aaron Craver adjusts and catches. And look, where is the defense?
15-yard play to the 36. Elway goes for the kick to Miller, and it's out of bounds, incomplete. Jimmy Hitchcock on the coverage. Inside handoff to Davis to the 32-yard line. And, of course, Denver will try to use the ground game, chew up the clock, and take away any chances from Bill Parcells.
That's the one thing I like about this Denver offense this year that we're seeing. Now, last year they had the running game with Terrell Davis. But the thing that they do have here, you're in a situation now, 3rd and 6. You don't know what they're going to do, because they can just as well run as well as throw the football. So, I mean, they're in a position right now, this doesn't make any difference on the field. They have that much confidence in their offense.
Out of the shotgun. Incomplete and intercepted. Picked off by Malloy. Flags are down, and so is Malloy at the 32-yard line. Let's see if it counts. Now the Denver Broncos denied, and now the high-powered offense of New England shutout thus far goes to work on the first turnover at the 32. Bledsoe to Coates, and a first down at the 45. Let's go back to the interception. Was it or wasn't it?
It wasn't. Lawyer Malloy knows, but he really disguises this well. Watch the ball, folks. Don't look at anything else with the ball. It comes down, and here it hits the ground. But watch what he does. Lawyer Malloy gets that ball. He covers it up and gets that right arm underneath it, so it looks like interception.
But New England needs a break desperately, and now on first down, Bledsoe. Alfred Williams makes the hit, incomplete the pass.
Alfred Williams, he makes the hit, he hits his arm and knocks the ball down. Alfred Williams is everywhere, folks.
And not just this game, it's just about every game when you watch the Denver Broncos play. Gets knocked down. We talked about it earlier, the hustle. Look, gets back up, gets in the face of Drew Bledsoe, and almost causes a fumble.
Williams, the #1 draft pick by Cincinnati in '91 out of Colorado. Last season, 4.5 sacks. Played a limited role with the Niners. The long pass is caught. A fingertip catch by Sean Jefferson. Out of bounds at the 17.
What a throw and what a reception by Sean Jefferson. It's really almost perfect coverage by number 20, Torrey James. But look at the throw. Gets his left hand on it, pulls it in, and makes the catch.
This is a perfect pass. We talk about perfect passes every game, but this one was right there. Sean Jefferson, you talk about extending yourself to the limit. Watch Jefferson. He doesn't have it on the first, pops it up in the air, right back in his hands. Total concentration.
39 yards. Jefferson's first catch of the day under pressure. Bledsoe has to throw it away with Sam Gash. Pressure from Williams and Michael Dean Perry.
Well, one thing that Drew Bledsoe does, he feels pressure. Of course, watch, he can see the blitz coming, so he knows he's going to have to get rid of the ball a little quicker than he wants, but he avoids a lot of sacks by just getting rid of the ball once the protection breaks down.
John Mobley also in on that last play. Only 3 first downs for New England since the first quarter. Pass to Troy Brown, who does some clever footwork. Eludes a tackler to the 6-yard line, where it'll be 1st and goal New England, their deepest penetration of the game.
Troy Brown just running the short pattern out to the flat. Drew Bledsoe doing a good job of not looking down the field, picking the open receiver, but Troy Brown doing an excellent job breaking Ray Crockett's tackle and getting in extra valuable yards.
10 yards for Troy Brown, who's subbing for Terry Glenn. The rookie wide receiver is out with a mild concussion, will not return. Curtis Martin. Touchdown. Patriots trying to awaken this crowd in Foxborough. Malloy's interception leads to their first touchdown of the game.
Well, give your team some hope. That's what they did right there. They scored a touchdown, get the crowd involved. Hey, get your defense involved, saying we can keep stopping them. Maybe we can get back in this game.
And they're going to go for two points on the conversion. Brown to the left. Byers lined up just outside the tight end on the right. Play action. Bledsoe. Byers. 2 points.
Byers. Bledsoe could have walked in. He didn't even have to throw it.
But watch the touchdown, how this all started. Denver gets caught up inside.
After the 2-point conversion. A sidewinder taken by the up-back, Byron Chambers, and the tight end to the 29-yard line. City, Cape Town, South Africa. It's the world. 24-8, Denver's lead has been reduced. Elway goes to work. Pump fake into the flat to Davis. And Davis breaks a tackle again, 40, 50, and inside the 50 to the 47. Willie Clay stops him after a gain of 24.
I was just going to see the decision he made, Davis, as soon as he caught the ball.
Well, he made it. Watch this. Play action, fake the throw to the right. It's kind of a screen like again, and throw it to Terrell Davis. Only one person out on that side of the field with him. Lawyer Malloy, hard to tackle Terrell Davis out in the open field.
All 8 possessions for Denver today, they have been in New England territory. And Davis, a primary weapon, both running and catching. Look at the patience. Now he breaks into the clear, and another first down at the 33.
You know what makes this thing work, Dick, is his legs never stop. If you look at him, he bounces right into his offensive line, but watch his legs. They just don't stop. Here he is here. He's hit. His feet are moving. He keeps back to the outside, and he makes the play.
So for the 4th straight week, they've given up a 100-yard rushing game. New England 111 now as Shannon Sharp. That's why, even though he's small, 220 for a tight end, as Bill Parcells says, his man doesn't make many tackles. Steps away from the blitz Elway. Now tries to throw it underhanded as Mike Jones had a hold of Elway. It's just an incomplete pass.
Well, it's a good job by John Elway. What he does, and this is what makes him so dangerous, he gets outside the pocket, and he was looking down the field, looking for that big play, and there's nothing there, so he finally decides, well, he throws it away before he takes the sack by Mike Jones.
And you saw Gary Zimmerman again. He's handled Willie McGinnis. Zimmerman, the left tackle, if you were with us from the start, Jim Gray reported that he will have an operation on a painful trapezius muscle tomorrow. Playing today, operation tomorrow, will miss only 1 game. Maybe. He's played in 167 consecutive starts. Davis, not much this time, doesn't make it Craver. Craver, a rare call, gets to the 29, and McGinnis does make the tackle along with Sangapulatelli.
Maybe he'll miss a game. The way Zimmerman plays. I mean, you look at what he's doing today with only 1 arm. I mean, he's doing a great job today. You know, they said, well, he'll be out for a week. I mean, it's just hard to believe that a guy plays today, tomorrow gets surgery, and then they say, well, he may miss a game.
Hepburn was the ball carrier on that last effort to the 29, so it's 3rd and 6. They pick up the blitz, and Elway guns. It is ruled complete or not. No signal yet. They're going to call it a catch at the 19. Shannon Sharp picking that one off the top of the grass in front of Otis Smith. 10 yards and a 1st down.
You know, Elway puts this ball the only place that can be caught. Take a look where it's down and away. There's just no chance for Otis Smith to make the play on it. Sharp goes down, catches the ball, 1st down.
But also the Denver Broncos that time kept 2 backs in the backfield. You can see the fine catch by Shannon Sharp. Anytime on 3rd down, they have 2 backs in the backfield. They're expecting blitz. They got it. They pick it up. That's why John Elway could get the ball down the field to Shannon Sharp.
Yes, I would argue that ball was on the ground as well. Davis knifed down after a yard gain at the 18 by Ted Johnson. That's adding to his already century-plus afternoon. 113 yards, a couple of touchdowns rushing, plus another receiving for Terrell Davis. 100-yard rushing games the last 2 years now. Emmitt Smith, the incomparable Cowboy, and Curtis Martin with 10, and Davis now with 9. Second call of a long 8. Davis to the 15. McGinnis there first with Ted Johnson to help out. And Chris Slade.
Phil, you said something about this team, about Denver and Davis. They don't really try to get outside or run him outside. They run basically tackle to tackle.
Tackle to tackle, and we've asked Terrell Davis that, and why didn't he bounce more plays out? And he says, oh, you know, Coach Gibbs, now he really gets on me every time I get out there. And it's true, but that just shows you how it works. Have a plan, stay with it. The coaches are adamant about it. You teach the players to do what you tell them, and that's why you have success.
3rd and about 5.5. Davis again. Look at him weave his way, and he's to the 2-yard line. They had him stopped short of the 1st down, but couldn't bring Davis to the turf.
Well, you always say, is it a great run or is it bad tackling? And I just got to say, history says this guy makes a lot of great runs. Cuts it back, nothing, waits. Now, good job by Gary Zimmerman staying with his block. Then he makes people miss, and maybe he's not a really big running back, but he is powerful, and he's hard to bring down with 1 arm.
Zimmerman gets 2 guys. 2 guys he blocks on that play.
1st and goal from the 1 after a 14-yard carry. Kramer to the goal line, and no signal. He's not quite in.
Well, 3rd downs, we've talked about it so much today on the Denver Broncos offense. They pick them up if you blitz. They protect the quarterback. 3rd and 5 a minute ago. They run the football. Not many teams in this league do that.
All right, here goes Kramer. Now just take a look at the ball. I don't care what anything else is. That ball now does not go over the goal line. They just put it on the 1-inch line. And the guy you give it to now is the guy that got it down there, Davis. Let him get his fourth.
Well, if he does, that will erase a lot of names out of the scorebook. 18 different Broncos have scored 3 touchdowns in a game. This would be his fourth and free up a whole page in next year's media guide. No, Elway says I'll take it. And Elway has the touchdown.
Well, that was a design where you do a lot of things to run the quarterback sneak, and
You put the only back in motion.
Yeah,
the only guy
right.
that's going to carry the ball is the quarterback.
and when they do that down on the goal line, if they're with John Elway's in the shotgun, it means it's a quarterback draw. But it's a good disguise. That way you don't get your quarterback beat up sometimes by the linebacker charging, expecting that quarterback sneak.
John Elway's 3rd rushing touchdown of the season, and Jason Elam on for the point after.
How impressive was that drive?
10 plays, 71 yards. It took 5 minutes. Elway with a sneak and the touchdown, and Denver back in command. Our New England team. Elam's kick going through the sun is Dave Meggett. Meggett spins his way to the sidelines and out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Time for a check on NFL elsewhere. We go to New York. In the lead, 31-8. Davis, as you look at his totals, 186 to all of New England's 161. He's averaging 6.2 yards a touch today. 30 touches to match the number on his jersey. Bledsoe. Through that, right into the back of the umpire. Curtis Martin, and Alan Aldridge covers the play. Let's go to Jim.
Dick, well, it was just this weekend where Terrell Davis kind of broke his silence and kind of came out against Ray Goff, his former coach at Georgia, blasting him in a sense for not playing him at Georgia and saying he was against him, kind of holding him on the bench and not allowing his tapes to go out to scouts. And he really could never figure that out. But Davis now taking the opportunity this weekend, finally letting everybody know why he was drafted so late and blaming Ray Goff. Dick?
Ben Coates, thank you, Jim, with a short yardage catch out to the 39-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and about 5. Ray Crockett, the tackler.
You know, I can remember seeing the University of Georgia almost every week on TV.
It was all Eric Zier.
It was Eric Zier. They threw it every down, and they had such a great tradition of running backs down there. And I can remember Terrell Davis being there, and I went, wow, the running back situation has really gone downhill in Georgia.
So much for that scouting job.
Oh, yeah.
On 3rd and 5. Way off the mark. There's the closest receiver, Vincent Brisby, and Bledsoe much too tall, and 3 and out here. I think we cannot, as Denver's defense leaves the field, that has been the ingredient that has made this Denver team a powerhouse thus far. Last year, remember Mike Shanahan said, you know, we're not that far away from being a Super Bowl team. And
what we do.
Wait till we go out of the room.
And then we laugh. Hey, he's crazy.
We got out of the room, everybody goes, are you kidding?
But you know, really, though, when he did leave, we laughed at first, then we started thinking about it, and we all kind of said, you know, maybe he's right. Just a couple defensive players, and what has happened, some pass rushers have made the secondary a lot better.
Looked like New England might have had that punt partially blocked. Keith Burns, 56.
You know, he blocked it because his hands, he hurt one of the hands that hit the football.
Ball down at about the 31-yard line, a 31-yard punt, and Burns, who leads Denver in special teams tackles this year, gets a piece of that one. Timeout, 2:08 left in the 3rd. Smiling, he's a happy man. Happy to be with Denver as they take over at the 31, and Davis back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Back to confirmation on Denver's improved defense. Before Shanahan, 94, they were 28th in the league. Last year, down to 15th, and this year, coming in today, 4th in the NFL.
And they may move up on that 4th after what they've done to New England so far in this game. But there's another quarter.
A team, New England, in the last 8 games that has led the entire NFL in scoring, averaging around 32 points a game. Stopped at the 40. It'll be a yard shy of a first down. Let's go to New York and an update. Well, since day 1 in Indy, that was his rookie year. 3rd and 1. And he's easily picking up the first down is Terrell Davis out to the 44-yard line. Well, what is the weakness in this Denver team?
Nothing. I mean, really, in all honesty, I keep looking for it, and people ask me every week, and I talk on some of these shows, and they have no weakness. That's why they're a serious contender for the Super Bowl. They can run the football. Of course, we know they can throw it. The defense is good against the run and the pass. They can beat you in a lot of ways. That's what makes them such a serious playoff contender.
Well, Elway said it. He's never had such talent in the line or at the skill positions in his 14 years. Nick Johnson making the tackle in the final seconds here of the third quarter as Davis stopped for no gain. We'll pick up on field for us today, 31-8. It's been Denver from, as they say, the get-go. And Drew Bledsoe and the Patriots unable to really get much room against the Broncos. So just pick apart now. Miller to the 45. That would be good enough for a first down. Monty Brown makes the tackle. Fourth catch for Anthony Miller.
I mean, you've heard the phrase, this is like stealing, and this is play action away. Anthony Miller one-on-one against Ricky Reynolds. You've got to respect the speed. The linebackers go up inside, and John Elway, it's not that easy in practice for him.
Surprised a bit that Elway, with this big lead, 31-8, and the bruised hand is still in there.
This will be the last series for the starters on offense and probably defense. They'll now get some play out of some of the backup people.
Terrell Davis fights for a couple extra yards to the 41-yard line. This is the 9th time in 9 possessions today Denver is in New England territory.
You know, we talk about Alfred Williams. We talked about him for 3 quarters in this game. And I'm going to tell you one thing about this guy that Phil Simms said the first time we did this team about Alfred Williams. He said if there's a great acquisition from free agency on any team in the National Football League, it was this guy right here.
Not a big name. All those high-profile defensive ends going out there. When you can get an impact defensive line in this league, you're doing something. And they didn't get him at a superstar price, but he's playing like a superstar.
Second down and 5. Davis threw a big hole, rumbles to the 30. Lawyer Malloy stops him. Another first down. Well, let's take a look at how quick and strong Alfred Williams is and what he brings to the party.
Speed outside, give him to the quarterback, and hustle.
This move here was incredible. He was on Bledsoe before Bledsoe got back.
And the total package. Fights off blocks, spins, makes the tackle on the run. That's what separates this guy. He can rush the passer, but Dick, like you said earlier, he is excellent against the run.
And is he happy? He's the happiest man in Denver. I'm happy. He said, I'm happy.
No, he's not the happiest man in Denver. Mike Shanahan. Well, adding to his 150 yards is Terrell Davis as he picks up about 5 more, so that'll be 155 for Terrell.
You know, we saw in the play before Terrell Davis running the ball. They better get him out of there before he hurts somebody. He's just running over people. He's going to hurt somebody.
Alfred Williams, many of you have heard the reports that Williams' nickname was Big Money because he used to sleep on his paychecks as a rookie, put them under his pillow. Well, he confirmed that, didn't he?
He did, but you know what happened is he got this big bonus check as a rookie. It was like a couple $1 million. So he gets this game check for $12,000. He goes, oh, $12,000? What do I do with that?
Throw it under my pillow.
Yeah, I'll just save a few of them until it gets big.
Vaughn Heffernan in for Davis, close to a first down to the 21.
But the funniest thing of all, though, he collected like 8 or 9 checks.
Yeah.
If you can imagine this, folks. He got 8 or 9 checks, and he's going through them, and he's lining them up. Here's game 1. Here's game 2. Wait a minute, I lost one.
I lost a game check somewhere.
So he called to ask him if they found his game check. He said, well, I found it. I don't know where I found it, but I found it somewhere. And then, can you imagine this guy going to the bank and cashing them all at the same time? It's going to drive people crazy.
It's 3rd and 1. It's part of what Mike Shanahan has done using the unrestricted free agent marketplace. 9 starters for Denver. 9 in the last 2 years from the unrestricted list. Davis is back in there with a flag down. Davis tackled at the 16. Here's an example. Here are the men for Denver that have arrived by way of free agency. All starters: Thompson, McCaffrey, Michael Dean Perry, Schlereth, Aaron Craver, Mike Lodish, Lionel Washington. He'll be back next week as a starter at the corner after the injury against Kansas City. And then the two big ones this year, Williams and Romanowski. I think there is no question those two are the two best pickups by any team this year.
And what's so impressive of it, you've got to evaluate talent in the free agent market very carefully, because you are not getting the bargains in the money department when you go out there and get free agents. So you have to give Mike Shanahan and the personnel for Denver a lot of credit, going out there and really getting them at good prices, and they've played above that price. That's very seldom done in this league now.
Davis out and Hebron in. 3rd down and 11. And Hebron. He's corralled after a couple by Mike Jones, the defensive end. Terrell Davis on the sidelines for that play now has 211 total yards.
Well, you think some of these linemen don't love it when it gets to this part of the game. They just rear back and just try to hit people. Watch number 75, Brian Habib, the right guard, pull out, leading the play. He says, let me hit somebody. Boom, hit him, fall on him, give him a little extra business, and say it's been a good day for the O-line.
46-yard attempt by Elam. And it is good. Make it 47 officially for Jason Elam. And the Broncos tack on 3 more, 34-8. Tom Ruin, the punter, with a good job to set it up in time. You're watching the NFL on NBC. Denver convincingly, 34-8. Elam. It's Troy Brown at the 6. Brown finds some room and out to the 35-yard line. 10 minutes, 11 seconds left. A tough one to swallow for Jester for the Broncos. Habib with that knockdown. He's in his corner and pulling him off.
Pull that big man off.
Start at the 35.
Well, that's good. Give some credit to those big old linemen, because they're the ones making it happen for this Denver Broncos team in offense.
Bledsoe puts it down the field, and it finds an open spot. Ben Coates was the closest blue jersey. Pat Bowlen took over the franchise as the owner. 1984, his 13th season. He's been to 3 Super Bowls, and now he has his best team ever. They've won their last 6. They've lost only 1, and that was by 3 points at Kansas City. The biggest thing on his mind, along with the success of his team, is a new stadium. They'll have a bond issue voted next November in Denver. They want the same opportunity that baseball has there at Coors Field, a sales tax. They get no revenue from parking or advertising or concessions at Mile High, part of the problem there economically. Curtis Martin out of bounds, close to a first down at the 45-yard line. John Mobley ran him out. And I guess the new stadium issue is pertinent to so many owners, and that's Bob Kraft, the owner of the Patriots. He wants to use his own money. He's not asking for public money. He'll use his own money to build a stadium in downtown Boston, but can't seem to find any property on which to build it.
All you got to do is go down to Condemnus section. There you got it.
There's too much historical down there to
Why don't you move into it, Paul? That'll help.
You can.
Flag down after a couple.
Shannon Sharp now. We got to tell you about this. Thunder and lightning, that's what he names those arms. And Eddie McCaffrey swore to us he stole it from him.
71, offense. Still 3rd down.
Eddie McCaffrey.
Eddie McCaffrey, well, I don't know what you'd call his arms. I know those are called big.
Shannon Sharp, he knows he's built. When you come into an interview without a shirt on, you know you're looking pretty good.
I'll tell you, I threw 2 darts at him. They just bounced off his body, and he didn't have his shirt on.
3rd down, a long 10 for Bledsoe under pressure, and Hits it away, but that'll be a flag for intentionally grounding as Jumpy Gathers. That's Paul McGuire's favorite defensive line. Put on the pressure.
He put the fork. He's in there. He's in there. But, I mean, when he makes the move, watch this. Boom, he's around.
Oh, they were waiting for the
slow down.
The yellow slip over.
Every defensive lineman said, boy, we're all better because Gathers is on this team. Veteran, 13 years out of Wichita State. 36-year-old Gathers. He can give you about 15 good downs a game. 2 for the punt. Rod Smith at the 12. Flag down. And Smith tackled at the 25-yard line. 53-yard punt, 13 on the return, plus the penalty. Grandpa came around. He'd jump into his arms. You know who Jumpy 2 is?
No, who?
Paul McGuire.
Jumpy.
We'll show you.
Yeah,
we're going to show you why he should be Jumpy 2.
Face mask. Number 25 of the receiving team doing the return. First down.
Darius Johnson. And with that, a timeout. 9:03 left in the fourth quarter. Baltimore high scoring. We'll test that San Francisco defense. That's coming up after our game from Foxborough. Bill Musgrave for John Elway. Hands off to Hebron. A gain of about 5. Well, Jumpy Gathers and Paul McGuire, they met recently, and Jumpy throwed him that forklift move of his.
I'm going to get down. All right, now I got to come out, right? Yeah. All right, ready? Go. Wait! Let me down.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, how did that work?
That was slow motion now. I really would have hurt your back if I was going full speed.
You
Jumped into his arm. You were doing a Jumpy yourself.
Well, we practiced the time before, and he almost broke my back. I was about to smack him right in the mouth. This guy's grabbed me.
I'm surprised after he shook you up, suds didn't come out the top of your head.
You mean he's been... Oh, he was in the laundry. That's right.
Well, yeah,
the old,
like that.
Yeah, the old laundry trick.
Oh, I like how Paul is so brave about Jumpy now that he's not around.
Yes.
But that is that's a big man.
I'm going to tell you something. His arms are so big.
Oh.
It was so easy for him the first time. He just lifted me straight up in the air. It was so easy for him.
But,
you know, and I only weigh about like 198 pounds. But,
Which leg is that? Down in 2 for the Broncos as Musgrave hands to Hebron, and he draws a crowd, and they finally pull the ball away, but I believe the whistle had sounded. It had. Mark Wheeler, Mike Ruzioni, whose glory days from '80 live on with a strong heartbeat here in New England. And John Elway. Elway's day, 14 for 23, 175 yards, a touchdown passing, a touchdown rushing, and 1 interception on deflection.
Okay, we're all right. Here we go, guys.
You know, not really like great statistics, but he played a lot better than the statistics say, too, because the plays were so timely, and a lot of them were third down throws and completions to keep drives going.
Bruins punt toward Meggett. That's a bounce. It takes a Denver bounce. Most of the bounces have been for Denver today, haven't they? 49 on the kick. 6 minutes and 44 seconds left. Flag down on the punt at the 35-yard line. Well, when you're hot, you can find any way to cool off. Shannon on the sidelines. You asked for it.
All right, now you're cool.
Well, Bill Parcells this week said that man is one of 5 or 6 great players in the NFL, and then tested all of us. Okay, let's name who's the great running back? Who's the great defensive back?
We have illegal touching. Number 25 of the kicking team went out of bounds, came back in, and was the first to touch the kick. The penalty is declined.
And New England will take over at the 30-yard line with a timeout. But one thing Parcells said, one of the 5 or 6. Foxborough, where the Denver Broncos have the big lead, 34-8. Bledsoe at the 30-yard line. 6:42 left, and Bledsoe has to swallow it. Tanabusa. Mawa makes the sack, his 4th, and here's a man playing just a part-time. 4 sacks for him on the year. Let's take a look at the remaining games for these teams. For the Broncos, you'll see them at Minnesota next Sunday. We move to December, Seattle, and how about December 8th at Green Bay?
Ooh, we're going to be there. Can't wait.
And Oakland and San Diego.
Something warm.
It's going to be fun. Bledsoe nearly caught by the shirt tail, gets the pass off to Curtis Martin, but for only a yard gain. Alfred Williams was the man that almost had the sack, had a piece of the jersey. That brings up 3rd down. And for New England, the Patriots winning 7 of their last 8 until today. They have Indianapolis at home next week. Then they go out to San Diego, home against the Jets, and finish on the road, Dallas and the Giants, a Saturday game, or that's a Sunday game in New York. It was a Saturday game. It is a Saturday game. It's the 21st. Bledsoe on 3rd and long down the middle. Almost Steve Atwater, who had an interception early today, or makes it Darius Johnson. No, it was Atwater and Johnson in on the play. Sean Jefferson, the intended receiver.
What stops it, I think Steve Atwater doesn't want to run through his own guy, and Darius Johnson, number 25. Atwater's coming in front. No, the ball, he comes through. He just misses the interception because Johnson got his hand on the ball.
Atwater playing a very key role in some early plays in this game. An interception. He stopped a play a yard shy of a 1st down on the first possession. Tupou tried the fake punt. Ball was dropped by Bruschi. And nothing much else has been made for New England today, much to the credit of the men they're trying to play. As Rod Smith fair catches at the 25-yard line, a 50-yard punt. Well, there weren't a lot of opportunities for Bill Parcells' New England team. And Vaughn Hebron are the running back combination now, and Hebron straight 3 and will be the leader in the AFC East. Kansas City in a struggle with the Bears, who tested Denver last week at Mile High. Pittsburgh, one of the quality teams in the AFC. Detroit now finally in the lead against Seattle. We're going to see the Lions in Kansas City on Thanksgiving Day. Indianapolis desperate for a win.
Jets hanging tough against Indianapolis.
Carolina continues to play well.
You know, I'm going to say one thing about this defense, about Denver. When we're watching, you got a 10-1 team now. When they were on defense in that last segment there, Dick, they didn't stop doing the things they did in the first quarter, which I really like about a team. You know, some teams, okay, we'll play back, we'll do things. They just kept coming after. They're not trying to run the score up. This is what this team does. And if you practice like that and you do this in the game for 60 minutes, you're going to be successful.
First down for the Bronco reserves. Chris Sullivan comes in defensively for New England, number 74, the rookie from Boston College, and that creates an interesting matchup with a Broncos center. As Hebron, trapped by Johnson, loses a yard. The center for the Patriots, Nalen, in his 3rd year, teammate of Chris Sullivan at BC. Nalen played his high school football here in Foxborough, and Sullivan played just down the road 9 miles from the stadium in Attleboro. So I might even guess that they played against each other in high school at one time or another, then college teammates, and now they go nose to nose in the NFL. Nalen, in his 3rd year, building some rather high regard around the league. He's become a solid NFL center. Makes the Sullivan outside and not head up on the center as Hebron carries. And we send you to New York.
AFC East. Boy, they got the weapons, and it also reminds you of the other one, Mike Shanahan. How about when he said, I asked him about New England's offense, the weapons, and he says, well, they're good, but I don't know if they're as good as the Baltimore Ravens when we play them. So 2 teams that can't win many games but have really good offenses are the Jets and the Ravens.
Chris Sullivan makes the tackle, denies the first down try of Hebron at the 50-yard line with a clock running at 2:53 in Foxborough Stadium emptying as if there was a fire escape.
Oh, Dick, that's right. You know, you can say, it's hard to say this, but I believe it. I mean, is that I know they're in the AFC, but the Denver Broncos, this has been the best team in football so far this season, and I don't think there's really a question. They've played solid from start to now, and they do it in all areas. A lot of the other good teams that we perceive as the best have weaknesses. Denver has none.
And here even the punting game. Look at Ruin, like a 5-iron that he just kills at the 1-yard line. A 49-yard punt. And that'll bring a smile from...
And being in Houston in that dome with no air, he should have a field day. Both of these quarterbacks.
Well, they're now calling it a touchback, bringing it out to the 20-yard line. Did one of the Broncos accidentally touch the goal line, apparently?
He touched the ball, then he fell over and hit the
one and touched the goal. A 2-minute warning.
Denver with a huge lead.
He's got that big old chest. You know, he's got a good attitude, too.
Don't stop at the chest. He's got a little gut on him, too.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
Yeah.
He's a great actor.
So much for that in-studio visit from Brian at our next game.
Well, he doesn't have to take his shirt off in the movies, Paul.
You don't?
Quick toss into the flat as Denver giving New England those short passes.
His right hand x-ray. I just spoke to John. He says he doesn't feel as though it's broken. It's a precautionary thing. He said he could have continued to play and feels as though he will be able to play next week. But he wants to get out of here early just to avoid all the crush and having his hand further injured. Dick?
All right, thanks, Jim. And of course, that would be a major story should the injury be serious. Precautionary x-rays. Elway expected to play against Minnesota at Minnesota next Sunday. Ben Coates struggling to the sticks, and they'll move the chains. First down at the 43. Clock at 109, 108.
You know, I tell you what would be good for John Elway and the Denver Broncos if they can get in a situation in one of those last 3 games.
Wide open is Jefferson, but just misses connection. Boy, he is fast.
But talking about John Elway, if they could get in a position where they could actually sit him down for a week where he didn't have to play, and so he wouldn't take the beating, get healthy for a game or two at the end of the season, and then get ready for the playoffs. But, you know, not only for the game, but also if you're not playing quarterback, give you a chance to rest during the week, because sometimes practice is just as grueling as the games because of the mental and physical preparation.
Well, one thing about this team that we didn't really address is their practice schedule, Dick. They don't do pads. I mean, Shanahan just agreed to one thing with this team. All right, we're going to go through the motions. We're going to have brisk practices, but no pads. This ball's knocked down, but no pads. And when they come into a game on Sunday, and you see it, Phil, they're rested. They're a rested football team.
Yeah.
Alfred Williams, let me duck that in because he's been such a force again today. Williams was the man who fly swatted the ball down. He was a high school basketball star in Houston and uses that talent. Now here, counting the Denver win against New England, the best AFC records. And Buffalo and Pittsburgh, we projected with big leads that they will win as well. Kansas City still too close to call at this point.
Yeah. Sounds like an election.
Denver may well be on its way to that home field advantage.
Well, with this team and playing at home, they would be hard to beat in the playoffs.
Ben Coates unable to pull it in at the 45 with Aldrich and Darius Johnson surrounding him.
I don't think there will be many people who will disagree, Dick, that the Denver Broncos are the best team in the AFC.
And
you'll take it farther than that?
Well, I said earlier, I think they're the best team in the league, and everybody likes to argue, but you look at, let's just take the San Francisco 49ers. They have weaknesses. Their offensive line is not near as solid as the offensive line here, the Denver Broncos. You look at Green Bay. Again, they don't protect the quarterback well enough. Denver, as we've noted many times, they do everything well.
4th and 10. And they blitz Bledsoe, who throws complete at the 40-yard line with 40 seconds left. They have rushed the ball, New England, only 9 times today. If they don't run it again, it will be a New England record in their history. They've never rushed fewer times. The previous mark 10 against the Jets 10 years ago. Bledsoe, the coach, he is leveled by Darius Johnson, who weighs only 175 pounds, a rookie corner from Oklahoma.
But he hit him with all 175 pounds of it. He just left the ground and hit Coates.
8 seconds left. And Bledsoe trying to get a cosmetic score. Running out of time. Could be the last play, and is. Ball lands just as the final second ticks off, and Mike Shanahan's team has won its 7 in a row. They're 10 out of 11. A thorough defeat of the New England Patriots, 34-8 today. So the American Football Conference and the National Football League will now look at the team to beat for the moment, the Denver Broncos. That'll do it here from Foxborough. Let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York.
For Terrell, 3 touchdowns, 154 yards rushing. Terrell, the fake punt in the very first quarter, and the Broncos were able to take advantage. Was that the turning point in the game?
I think so. I think anytime you give us a short field like that, I think we're going to take advantage of it. And with an offense, I think you're better off giving us the long field. And when they did that, it was a momentum shift, and we got the ball and put it in the end zone.
Why were you so effective today? You've been all year, but why so much today effective running the ball, particularly when you needed it because Elway was hurting?
Well, these previous 3 weeks, we've been throwing the ball well, and we've been running the ball. A lot of teams are bringing 8, 9 in the box to stop and run. So we knew this week they were going to try to play the pass because Elway was playing so great those couple of weeks. So I knew today was going to be a day for the running game. I just had to step up, and our line was up for the challenge, and we came through today.
Terrell, how much different has this year been for you based on the fact that Denver has shifted from basically a passing team, as you say, to now a running team with you controlling the ball?
Well, we're still a passing team without a doubt. It's just when we need to run the ball, it's good that you have a offense that can run the ball, and we still have John back there. He's our general, he's our leader, and we still look for him to lead us to victory. But if he can't do it, then hopefully they can put some weight on my shoulders, and I can carry the team a little bit.
Congratulations, Terrell. You're in the record book, tying 18 other Broncos with 3 TDs.
Thanks a lot.
All right, we'll see Terrell Davis.
That you're supposed to be. The concentration level is kind of down, and people go in there and just kind of show up sometimes and expect to win. And this game, we prepared hard for it. We knew this was a big game for us, and if we win this game, it was going to be an extra step to sealing that home field advantage. And we knew that, so we came out here and played that way.
We really played well. We started with the running game.
And the Wings are Byron Chamberlain.